My privilege today to introduce our nonprofit organizations. Each of the nonprofits that you're going to be hearing from will have 6 minutes to present. As mentioned earlier, today's program is very different in honor of the over 60 local nonprofits who belong to the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce. Today, you're going to be hearing from a selection, 8 of these businesses. Please join me in welcoming Carolyn Reinmiller to the stage. She started her business, Karen Reinmiller Public Relations, almost 38 years ago in cause-related marketing, and that has been dear to her heart ever since. Carolyn will help us learn more about what cause-related marketing is and why we should all be engaged in the effort. Welcome, Carolyn.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to share my screen for my presentation, so hopefully this works. Okay, so cause-related marketing defined is it's really a type of corporate social responsibility in which a company's promotional campaign has the dual purpose of increasing profitability while bettering society. And really what it means is cause marketing occurs when a company does well by doing good. Cause-related marketing over recent years has absolutely exploded. It was an $120 million industry in 1990, and it reached 2.23 billion in 2019, a projected increase of 4.6% over 2018. So it's a huge market. Cause-related marketing started with the American Express company. Back in the 80s, there was a campaign to restore the Statue of Liberty. And so the American Express company stepped up and said that they would give a portion of every purchase through its credit card to the cause with an additional donation for every new customer they got. Well, the results are legendary. The Restoration Fund raised more than 1.7 million. American Express card use rose 27%, and new card applications increased 45%. And all of that happened in a 3-month campaign. But the real first cause marketing was done by Coca-Cola during the First World War, or during World War II. They decided that no soldier should go without a Coke, no matter where he or she was stationed. So they figured out a way to create bottling plants that could be put on Navy ships or wherever and shipped overseas so that they could be set up and they could produce Coke wherever the soldiers were. Well, that story is also legendary because not only did they leave World War II with a complete market of soldiers who had experienced Coke throughout the whole war, but the world had experienced Coke because wherever they set up a bottling plant, obviously the locals tried it too. So when World War II ended, their desire to make sure that no soldier went without a Coke actually gave them a worldwide market that resulted from all of these bottling plants going overseas. So they exploded after World War II because everybody knew what a Coke was. And that all came from trying to help the soldiers. Examples of cause-related marketing today, you're all familiar with Tom's Shoes. You buy a pair of shoes, they give a pair of shoes. They also have an eyeglass campaign where you buy one pair of eyeglasses and they donate either another pair of eyeglasses or a eye exam for someone who needs it. A Subaru, their Share the Love campaign, will donate $24 million this year despite COVID-19. And Jersey Mike's has raised enough money this year to provide 25,000 meals for those in need. Plus, there's dozens of other companies in our area and across the United States that are using cause-related marketing to help other people. Even our own First Citizens Bank has a teenage cancer foundation that raises money to help teenagers who have cancer. So it's not just large companies, it's companies right in our backyard. 6% of CSR, remember what that CSR stands for, leaders said they're moving at least some volunteer engagement to virtual opportunities. During the pandemic, corporate giving accounted for nearly 2/3 of philanthropic funding at nearly $7.9 billion. And this was led by Google, which gave more than $1.2 billion in cash and in-kind support. More than 11.9 billion in philanthropic funding was awarded for COVID-19 related issues, which dwarfed grants awarded for other recent disasters. Working for a company with a strong purpose is more important to employees now than ever before. 88% of the employees surveyed said that they think it's more important now than ever. 68% of respondents said they wanted brands to donate to programs that provide direct support for medical workers. And 53% feel purpose-driven companies have actually fared better during the coronavirus pandemic. And I think a lot of people feel that way. If you're doing something in a time of crisis for someone else, what does that say about your company or about you? Because you're willing to think about others even when you yourself might be in a crisis. When consumers think a brand has a strong purpose, they are 4.1 times more likely to trust the company. Consumers, why is cause-related marketing so valuable? Customers love to participate in cause-related marketing campaigns and purchase from companies who offer the opportunity. Consumers are more aware. We are truly more aware of the need around the world because we're so much closer due to technology. And by doing good, consumers feel philanthropic. They feel good about what they're doing. 43% of millennials find it easier to contribute to their causes they care about through a business's program than giving to the nonprofit charity directly. So that's a huge market. 57% of Gen Z say it's more important that they personally care about the cause a brand is supporting than it is that a company just supports a cause. And 61% of 1,000 respondents prefer brands that support domestic causes. Choose a cause that relates to your business if possible, and also choose a cause about which you are passionate because it'll be much more successful. Elements of a successful marketing campaign, a cause-related marketing campaign, make it simple and straightforward. The message should be compelling and simple. Partnership between a for-profit and a nonprofit should be clear and understandable. Make a commitment. Make sure that you meet that commitment and that you stick with that commitment. Advertise it and promote it through multiple media challenges through multiple media channels, including TV, radio, magazines, outdoor displays, social media, and reach as many people as possible. Request an action. You have to ask people to donate. You have to ask people to do what you're trying to achieve. If you don't ask, they aren't motivated to do it. So whatever it is you're trying to do, make sure that you're making the ask clear. So you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Cause-related marketing does not have to be expensive. It does not mean that large companies only can do it. It means that small companies can also participate. So you start out small and you build. You ask clients and the public to contribute. A perfect example of this, and I'm not saying this for my own purpose, but the food bank in San Diego just did a peanut butter drive in October. So I put the word out to my women's organization in North County, the PEO Sisterhood, and made them aware of the need and asked them to contribute or donate peanut butter. They literally had to drive to my house to deliver the peanut butter, and I was able to deliver 82 jars of peanut butter to the chamber that they wouldn't have had I not just said, we need peanut butter. So you never know. You need to just ask. Buy one, give something. Give something, get something. For instance, I think it was, I forget which company, Hallmark. If you bought an itty bitty, Hallmark was going to donate or did donate an itty bitty to a child in need. Create a wholesale item and sell it for retail price and donate the proceeds. Create a t-shirt that can raise money for a cause, and you sell the t-shirt and money from that t-shirt goes to the charity or whatever you're trying to support. Ask for donations and do an opportunity drawing. Create companies who are donating things that you can actually sell tickets for or sell opportunities for, not tickets, but opportunities, and draw so that people win the donations, but all the money goes to charity. Donate your time. I know Nordson is a company that belongs to the chamber, and they donate a lot of time to charities. Collect an item to give, clothing, shoes, dog blankets, whatever it might be, peanut butter, and donate it. And remember, 64% of best-in-class cause campaigns take 4 to 12 months to execute. So you have to plan it out in advance. I have never advised a client to do cause-related marketing where it did not benefit them many times over. So my question is, what will you do?
Okay, thank you, Carolyn. Our first nonprofit today, we'd like to welcome Ray Pearson, who's from the governance committee from the Carlsbad Fire Department Foundation. Welcome, Ray. You have 6 minutes.
Thank you, Matt. Let me get this all started here. Screen here, let me get it all. Okay. So I wanted to thank Matt, Kathy, the Chamber, and Carolyn, and all the business community for supporting the Fire Department Foundation and coming to see our presentation, particularly this early in the morning. Pictures tell 1,000 words, and that is what you will see in the next 4.5 minutes about the work of the CFDF, followed by Battalion Chief Nathan Pearson on the impact to the Carlsbad Fire Department and why a CFDF affiliation will support your cause marketing strategy. The first 3 minutes will not be with sound or voiceover really. So hopefully we're gonna get this all started here. Can you see that?
Not yet.
Not yet, not good then, okay.
Okay, go ahead and share your screen and then click on the video.
Yep.
And then share screen.
I'm not sure why. Let me go back here. That's what I did not do. Okay, share screen, make sure.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. Start this again. That's not what we want to share. I'm so sorry. We had this all good for yesterday. And I will try to get to this, and if not, we will just talk through this.
So when you open up your share screen, click on your video.
Yeah, you know, I tried to do that and the video did not show up the one that I wanted to show.
Make sure you have it open on your desktop.
Okay, thank you. Here we go. Is it showing now?
No, go ahead and hit share screen again.
Okay.
Click on the video and then you'll have to OK to share.
Okay.
Ray,
there we go. How's
okay.
that?
There we go.
Okay. So I just want to tell you a little bit about some of the past initiatives. You'll have to read a lot of this, but it will talk about some of the past initiatives of the Carlsbad Fire Department Foundation, the Diego Youth Fire Setter and Intervention Program, get an idea about educating youth about not setting fires, Stop the Bleed kits, and how we provided about $11,874 raised and donated for these bleed kits. scholarships to fire department personnel for their family members to attend vocational and universities. We do a military firefighter for a day. Many military people want to go into firefighting. One of our partnerships is Pedal for a Purpose, providing bicycle helmets for children. And we work with the Burn Institute and help support our firefighters derby fundraisers. This was not an accident. This was actually a derby that raised money for the Burn Institute. And much of our fundraising comes through our annual golf tournament. We had to postpone it this year for COVID, but next year we look forward to it. It's around the April timeframe. Now I'd like to introduce you to Battalion Chief Nathan Pearson.
Good morning. Thank you, Ray. Thanks for the intro. No relation, by the way, between Ray and I. And thank you, Chamber members, for inviting me here today. I'd like to give you all a little bit of end-user perspective on how the Carlsbad Fire Department Foundation supports our department and your community. For all the challenging things that we ask our personnel to respond to, probably one of the scariest things that we deal with, besides the cats in the trees, are the long-term health issues that we face resulting from exposure to toxic compounds throughout our careers. And the decon units that the foundation helped install on all of our stations that you just saw in the videos really help remove those substances from our personnel before they can be absorbed through the skin, and really give our firefighters a better way to go home safe at the end of their shifts. But the foundation isn't just supporting the department. Recently, as Ray mentioned, we've partnered with the foundation to install Stop the Bleed kits in all of our city facilities. And these kits have the tools and supplies so that any and all trained personnel that may respond on or off duty can use in the event of some significant injury or a tragedy that may occur out in public. So measures like those are really helping us care for the whole community. If you would like to learn more and find out how to donate, please go and check out our foundation's Facebook page at facebook.com/CarlsbadFDF. And thanks again for your time. I'm pleased to be here. Thanks.
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Nate. Nate, especially thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. We really appreciate you and thank you for your service. Our next nonprofit this morning is Ann Middleton, the Executive Director of Ecolife Conservation. Welcome, Ann.
Thank you. I will share my screen as well. I know part of this new Zoom world is we have to be fluent in our computers. Some days it works and some days it doesn't, right, Ray? All right, can everyone see this presentation?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I will definitely keep it to 6 minutes or less. Ecolife Conservation is a nonprofit organization based in Escondido, and we have two major program areas, both of which are focused on helping humans and nature prosper together. And how we do that is we are trying to change the way we grow, transport, and cook food by two separate programs. And I'll go into brief detail about each of those. The first of which is building fuel-efficient stoves to reduce fuel wood consumption in developing countries. And the second of which is we design and build aquaponics systems here in Southern California. And I'll tell you a little bit more about what aquaponics is and why it's important. So our first stove program exists for a variety of reasons, but the primary reason is that over 3 billion people in the world still cook over open fires in their home. So imagine having a campfire in your kitchen. It sounds fun at first, you can roast marshmallows, but you'll quickly realize that it is quite dangerous. And especially in times like COVID, having that lingering smoke in a home exacerbates and can create in some ways pulmonary disease. Children can fall into the fire and get burned. And from an environmental perspective, they are extremely fuel consumptive, meaning that they burn a lot of fuel wood. And if you live in a forest or near a forest, and this is the only way that you can cook your food and heat your home, you have no choice but to go and harvest that fuel wood, whether it's legal or not. So our solution to this is to go into a home and provide them with a culturally appropriate, useful stove that reduces fuel wood harvest and enables children to stay in school because they're not out collecting firewood all day. The cooks like it, and we like it because it not only is helping families, but it's protecting the forests, in our case, where the monarch butterflies migrate. So the stoves that we build are case specific. We don't have a proprietary design. Rather, they have 5 specific criteria that must be met. One is that it's permanent, so we can track it. All of our stoves are GPS tracked. We can revisit the homes if they need maintenance. It has a chimney to remove the smoke from the home. It has cool sides, so it's safe for children. And it's culturally appropriate, meaning that it's something that the cook is gonna want to use. And if you would like to come with us to Mexico and see the monarch migration, I know AJ Vandeven is on this call and he's had that opportunity. You'll see that in some of these homes where in some cases they do have gas stoves, they use them as storage because they don't like the way that their food cooks on gas, or they can't afford the gas to keep the stove running. So it's really important to us that the end user, the cook, the female usually, is going to want to use this stove. And then finally, from an environmental perspective, the stove itself must reduce at least up to 60% of fuel wood. So we work specifically on this program in the Monarch Butterfly Biosphere Reserve in central Mexico. And this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's protected precisely because of the monarch migration. So monarch butterflies migrate, the eastern population migrates from Canada to Mexico each year. They arrive around the Dia de los Muertos in early November, and they stay until March because it's nice and warm. And these forests are nice and warm for them because of the health of these forests. And even small changes in microclimate due to felling of trees for fuel wood can impact the butterfly's ability to survive the winter. So that's why we work there in Mexico. And it's a fantastic opportunity if you ever get a chance to go, follow up with me afterward, to be there and see these millions and millions of monarchs in their homes in the winter. Our Mexico program is designed by Mexicans, run by Mexicans. We employ Mexicans, and I'm lucky enough to get to go there a couple times a year and spend time with them. But it's really important to us that it is primarily locally run. So our second program is in aquaponics, and aquaponics is the marriage of hydroponics and aquaculture. And it's important to us because habitat destruction is one of the main reasons why species continue to get lost here globally and in the United States. So we wanted to come up with and promote a way to sustainably grow food without destroying ecosystems. So it's the marriage of aquaculture, which is raising fish, and hydroponics, which is soilless agriculture. So we have a small farm in Escondido. I invite you to take a virtual tour. I'll send out the link to that. We do them every month, where you can tour our facility that uses 90% less space and water to grow produce and protein in a recirculating system. We also have, accompanied with that, an education program where we have a small, sorry, this is a picture of our farm. You can see in the back that white piece is the fish tank where the tilapia live, and there's recirculating water. We donate all of that produce to other area nonprofits such as Interfaith and Meals on Wheels. We also have an education program where we have this small EcoCycle kit that's also available for purchase. So if you're looking for a great holiday gift, please go to our website. It's accompanied also by a certified STEM curriculum for all grades K through 12, so that kids can learn the importance of food systems. And the last thing I want to end on is what makes us unique is that at Ecolife, we work locally, we work internationally. We focus on a variety of issues from women's empowerment, education, STEM issues, climate change, food distribution, feeding the homeless. And we have a variety of really important supporters behind us, including a couple of chamber members such as CalSense and Nordson. And we really rely heavily on their support. And I really want to thank Carolyn for her fantastic presentation, because I really do think that partnering with a nonprofit organizations, whether it's us or someone else, really is a win-win for your organization and for us. So thank you for having me present today.
Thank you so much. I look forward to a tour and taking part in that. That looks amazing. Our next presenter is Timmery Nelson, Program Director for the Environmental Innovations Incorporated. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Is that working good? Cool. Okay, so hi, I'm Timmery Nelson with the Environmental Innovations. I'm here to talk about the Carlsbad Green Business Program, which is part of the larger statewide network of the California Green Business Program. I am also working with Mike Grimm, who's here somewhere, I believe, with the city of Carlsbad helping me out. So what do we do? CAGBAN is a nonprofit that certifies businesses as green. We provide free technical assistance to businesses. We promote these businesses that end up saving natural resources as well as money in the process. This also creates a green marketplace where consumers can vote for who they support with their dollars for those businesses that are being green. As we've seen a great influx in especially millennial consumers want that green label on their products, and they're more likely to purchase ones that do have a sustainable background. So here are some of the metrics for what we accomplished in 2019. We try to measure the changes and track them over time. So every year we do something like this. So our 2021 will be coming out soon. It's kind of a recurring theme in environmentalism is you may think that you as an individual or a small business doesn't make that large of a dent, but if we all come together, I mean, these are all small to mid-sized businesses mostly, and if we all come together, the results are pretty impressive. And since small businesses are the backbone of our state, the little guys can really influence change like this. So this is just kind of our metrics, kilowatts of energy saved, gallons of water saved, diversion from landfills. We also serve over 30 sectors, including home and virtual offices, which has been a really big influx, obviously, in the time of COVID, when a lot more people are transitioning to working from home. We also certify those businesses too. So in good company, we are a statewide organization, as I said. So these are the current cities and counties that we have programs in. Carlsbad is one of the newer ones. We started in October 2019, so we're one of the youngest programs. I'm really excited to get started. There are also some partnerships in different states, like Colorado, Arizona, that kind of have a similar framework and use a similar database, but this is for our statewide one. So why become a green business? Businesses who get certified get free technical assistance with it. They get recognized for becoming green when they get certified, and we promote them. There's also $500 rebates available on a first come, first served basis for businesses to change anything they need to for their facility. Like let's say they need to replace a replace their toilet for a low flow toilet, or change all their LEDs, or hire an electrician to make those retrofits. We would cover, while supplies last, we cover up to $500. Okay, so the process usually looks for businesses like this. They register. I will reach out and schedule a virtual meeting to determine what green things they're already doing and what green things they need to accomplish still. And then they complete the remaining items at their own pace. There's no set deadlines or anything. It's very flexible. And then certification and business promotion. And currently too, it's been really important that we do, there's very, very rare complicated cases where we may need one like socially distanced site visit. But for the most part, in these months since May, we have transitioned to all virtual. So the verifications can be done that way. This is just in general look of what the checklist looks like and the general areas wherein lie our individual measures. And again, this is just again what the application looks like from the database standpoint. And then you and the business and the coordinator have access to this. So it's perfect if you're really hands-on and want to look through things yourself, or if you want the coordinator, if you're a busy bee and want the coordinator to kind of take the reins on things, we provide businesses with that option as well. And just here are some of the things that major factors that we believe make a business green. Again, it's come up a lot in the time of COVID, non-toxic cleaners and disinfectants that are successful at killing COVID-19, but also are more environmentally friendly than other options. Some of you may have seen that EPA came out with a list of approved products that do kill COVID-19, but not all of them are created the same. Not all of them are as environmentally friendly as others. So there's a EWG blog posts and such that have, you know, the preferable alternatives, the preferable items on that list that are more helpful. So stuff like that is what we help businesses stay safe, stay open, but also, you know, and remain environmentally friendly as possible during this time. So some program benefits of businesses that get certified with us. Here's just a general list. Some of the really ones I wanted to highlight. You're part of the Green Business Directory once you are certified, once a business becomes certified, which means that you can basically be on our website, and if someone looks up for the jurisdiction and also a business type, it would pop up. They also have access to our promotional toolkit, which is really cool. You have easily adjustable graphics tailored to different platforms like Facebook, Instagram, email, whatever it is. You can easily add in images and logos, and it becomes immediately with a professional aesthetic. This is just what it looks like on the directory site. Also, I did want to highlight, we do have Business Recovery and Resilience webinar series to help businesses through COVID-19. We have an upcoming one on the 10th, which is next Thursday, on energy savings and business safety. We also do have recording links of all of our past webinars if anyone is interested. We have ones on green cleaning in COVID times, like I mentioned, crisis management, loan forgiveness, all those type of things. I have a link for that if anyone wants a link to where we have all of the recordings for our past webinars, or if you'd like to attend the next one. This is what will be covered. It's focusing on energy savings and business safety. But yeah, so here's my contact information. If anyone is interested or wants to hear more, feel free to email me, call me, text me, or chat in Zoom, whatever you want. I encourage all of you to support our green economy and shopping green and getting certified for any type of business, including nonprofits and governments. We work with almost all business sectors. So thank you.
Thank you, Timmery. Our next presenter is Beverly Boone, the founding executive director of the Milestone House. Welcome, Beverly.
unmute myself, the phrase of the year. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm going to share my screen with you. And we're looking at our new website, which we're very proud of. I founded Milestone House in 1992 with the goal of helping children who are survivors of child abuse. In our history, we have helped hundreds of children and their families, bringing positive and fundamental change to their lives. We are a short-term residential therapeutic program located in Oceanside for girls and transgender who have experienced many traumas and adverse childhood events in their young lives. All of our kids have been removed at some point from parental custody for reasons of child abuse, abandonment, neglect, or molest. And I want to focus a little bit on neglect because it is not the one that gets a lot of attention from people as a form of child abuse, but it can be one of the most damaging. If you can imagine an infant or a child between the ages of 0 and 5, the brain is operating on a heightened level of acquiring knowledge, and that will never be repeated. So if a child is being neglected during this time, it can cause serious deficits that may last for that child's lifetime, unfortunately. A lot of people ask, how does this happen that a parent would abuse their child? And the answer is almost exclusively that it has to do with the parent's drug abuse or alcohol abuse, or the parent has mental health issues themselves. We are all in the field working with children very concerned now during COVID, because we know that during this time, children are not being seen by the primary mandated reporters that shine a light and get services in to address child abuse. And those are teachers, because kids aren't in school, and doctors, and kids are not going to the doctor. We are expecting, because of the stress on families, that there will be an increase in child abuse during COVID time, and that we will see a lot of cases come to light as things begin to open up again for us. So we work with children who have serious mental health, emotional, and behavioral issues. And these are the kids in the foster care system who have been tried in lower levels of care, like traditional foster homes, but have been unable to maintain there because of their issues. They're then referred to a highly structured treatment program like Milestone House, where we provide care and treatment in a safe, caring environment, offering trauma-informed care and client-centered treatment. We commonly see children with PTSD, depression, anxiety, oppositional defiant disorder, which is an interesting one because it basically means that the child does not trust authority figures. Kids in foster care across the board have this, and who can blame them, because the adults in their lives who were supposed to care for them and protect them have let them down in the worst possible way. So it's no surprise that they don't trust adult authority figures. We also see self-harming behaviors, eating disorders, and suicidal ideation. That is someone that wants to end their lives, unfortunately. So how do we do what we do? The treatment at Milestone is provided by a highly trained staff of mental health workers. And when I say highly trained, I'm not exaggerating. They must complete 32 hours of initial training, 40 hours a year, and all of them have bachelor's degrees. Our primary focus is called milieu therapy by our mental health workers who, and the kids, of course, live in the facility. So we have a 24-hour staff. We never close. We also offer individual and group counseling independent living skills, education, and practice. A lot of kids, because they didn't get the parental attention and education and support, they don't really know how to take care of themselves. They might not know how to cook, do their own laundry. So we help them with those things. We have mental health services. We have social work services for client advocacy. Positive leisure activities are something that's really important, especially for the kids that have oppositional defiant disorder, because they can learn that adults can be fair and consistent. Authority figures can also maybe even be fun, because we're going to the beach with them, we're going to the movies with them. So it really does help to tear down that wall that oppositional defiant disorder has created. We have a strong emphasis in education and advocacy within the school system. Often foster kids come to us because they've moved around so much, they are credit deficient. We get our kids graduated one way or another. We have on-site tutoring through Cal State, and we work on enhancing lifelong connections with family and support systems. We also have partners in the community, and we are nationally accredited agency by CARF International. Milestone is proud to have former kids who are leading successful life. And I'm happy to be able to keep in touch with them via Facebook. One owns her own business, another is completing her master's degree. Others are successfully raising families. One just had 2 daughters who graduated from high school. At Milestone, we know that healing from trauma and abuse is possible because we can see that in our former clients. I'll just let you read through a couple of the quotes from our former clients. We're not allowed to show their pictures because that is regulatory forbidden thing. Here's a few pictures of our facility. Our new website coincided with the onset of COVID, and our licensing agency has a strict no visitors policy. So we're gonna have to wait for the new photos to come up until that's lifted. I do want to point out now that we are currently running a fundraiser to help improve the lives of our kids. And it's Christmas time. And for a lot of our kids, they do not have positive memories of Christmas. Christmas is a time of disappointment, of sadness, of depression. So we work really hard to raise funds to purchase a pile of Christmas presents for each kid so that they have something to open on Christmas Day. And if you go to our website and go to our donation page, you can either click on the pink button at the top and make a donation, or you can look at one of the specific areas. You can even become a monthly sponsor. I want to thank the Carlsbad Chamber so much for your support. We have chamber members as board members. Our board president is Lucy Kelleher. Marcy Bro is also on our board and contributed greatly to this website. Darcy Wolf, Dana Green, and we recently partnered with First Citizens Bank and Paula Anderson to purchase our facility. And we are very thrilled with that. So thank you so much. I will put my contact information. Actually, I could put it up here now. Here's my contact information. I'll also put my cell in the chat. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you today.
Thank you, Beverly. You're doing great work. Our next presenter is Brad Thorpe, CEO and co-founder of the Mitchell Thorpe Foundation. Welcome, Brad.
Thank you, Matt. It's great to be here today. And just get this, there we go. Just here to talk about, who the Mitchell Thorpe Foundation is. It's in honor of our son, Mitchell, who passed away of an undiagnosed illness 12 years ago. We formed the foundation as the community had come out to support us while Mitchell was still with us, and gave back and, helped us eliminate our medical bills that we were struggling to pay off. But two boys that I had coached came down with cancer, and they were both pulling from the same network, same families, trying to raise funds to eliminate their medical bills. And it came to me to form a foundation to help many children. So we gave back to the community here. And over the last 11 years, coming up on 11 years, we are helped over several hundred families now throughout San Diego County. And we do this by, our mission is to support, children whose families are suffering life-threatening illnesses, diseases, disorders. And we do this by providing financial, emotional, and resource support to their desperate situations. But our purpose is to make a difference in a child who is fighting for their tomorrow while bringing hope, relief, and transforming lives in the process. And we have 4 programs that we do this through. This is our medical and home assistance program, where we help pay for to keep a roof over their head, food on the table, keep the lights on. We also have our healing and rehabilitation program. This is for a lot of children after cancer that doesn't end once their cancer treatments are over because of all the rehab that they have to go through after, the damage that the chemo and the radiation have done to their body. So a lot of that comes in here. We also get into counseling, sibling support from that standpoint. We also have our wheelchair conversion van. This isn't a necessity. It's a life skill to be able to get the children to and from their appointments. Some of them are disabled for life, but we've honored and been able to help support 5 different vans so far over our life, the foundation. And one of the ones we're also proud of is our youth leadership program. We have over 72 kids from 8th to 12th grade in our program this year. We're doing it virtually, but we usually do this at Viasat, but this year it's a different life skill and learning how to do Zoom. And we've had great attendance so far for the first 3 sessions, but we're excited about teaching them leadership skills and servant leadership skills as far as in helping out the foundation when it comes to putting on our events and programs. This is our son, Mitchell, but I'm going to stop sharing. One of the things that we did, COVID-19 has hit our families harder than ever this year. Usually one parent has to stop work and stay by the child's bedside. When COVID hit, now all of a sudden both parents were unemployed. So we've seen a rise in the number of families we've been needing help and support to be able to keep a roof over their head, and the food on the table. So it's been a tough year for them. But we are excited to be able to, usually we do 2 events. We had 2 events canceled this past year due to COVID. But our next event we're going to be holding will be a virtual 5K run walk from February 6th to the 21st. And I want to stop sharing and go to a different screen real quick and show you a video from last year's event. Get this on here. No sound?
So Brad, when you go ahead and stop share, when you reshare, there's 2 little options on the bottom left that say share like a video and it says share your computer sound. Make sure you click both of those and then
Money, promote the foundation.
And we got your sound now.
Sorry about that. I hear there's no sound. One sec.
Her a one-of-a-kind walker to allow her to actually start walking. Mitchell Thorpe Foundation was founded to help families who have children who are suffering from life-threatening illnesses, diseases, and disorders.
We as a foundation support them, whether it's financial, emotional, or even just being there and finding resources for the families to make sure that they're connected so that they can really kind of turn a terrible thing into something that hopefully has a positive outcome.
Today is the annual 5K, largest fundraiser that we have all year long, and we're here to run a 5K, raise money, promote the foundation, awareness in our community, and let others know how they can get involved.
Oh my goodness, the way the foundation has helped. I mean, baby Isaiah, they were able to outfit his house with ramps and do what they needed to do to make it work for him. Olivia's team's out here today, they were able to provide her a one-of-a-kind walker to allow her to actually start walking. I've seen them, support the strollers with the dads, pushing their kids through the finish line in this, and the expression on the children's face when the dad comes in and wins, and they're like, yeah, they feel like they're the ones who ran and did it. And in a way they were, because it was their inspiration that helped us all come here.
You start being around these families and you see what they're going through, but they still have the courage to smile. They still have the courage to laugh. They still have the courage to show up and come to these events. I mean, seeing kids at the events today that we've been supporting for a couple years and knowing that they're coming straight out of the hospital and they're coming here. And that changes the perspective you have on your life. You feel very blessed, but you also feel like, you know what, these people are like family now. Like I'm supporting them, I'm fighting alongside of them, whether it's like right in the midst of it or just from afar.
This is what community is all about, and we're just so grateful for all the families, all the community support, all the volunteers, Brad and Beth for their giving back to the community, and everybody who's here today. So thank you so much for coming out today and supporting these families going through the toughest struggle of their lives.
Well, that was last year. We were hoping to be able to do, that was the last event that was actually held in Carlsbad last year. And we are hoping that we were able to do it live in person this year, but we are unfortunately going to have to do it virtually. So we would like to be able to, help raise dollars to help support the many families and children that we help each year. We have our warriorspirit5k.org coming up, and it'll be February 6th to the 21st. We also are involving a scavenger hunt with this, and that information is up on our Run 5K Run website. And you can register here. You can become a sponsor. Our sponsor package. We also have a workbook here as far as how to become a Warrior Spirit supporter. We have all the information on how to go out and help raise different money for the different families that we're supporting. But our impact is greatly needed today, especially during these COVID times. And we thank you for your help and support, and look forward to seeing some of you out at this event, even though it's virtually, wherever and whenever, during the week of February 6th to the 21st. We also have our sponsorship opportunity package in here too, if you'd like to become a sponsor of this event. So thank you for your time. Thank you, Matt. Also, one other thing, thank you, Matt, again, in the Carlsbad Chamber for nominating us as Nonprofit of the Year. We were excited about that. It was amazing, and we just thank you for that honor and award.
Matt, you're muted, Matt. We can't hear you.
That was the greatest thank you ever to Brad. Thank you, Brad, for what you do. We're better in the community for what you're doing to help the most needy. So thank you to the Mitchell Thorpe Foundation. Our next speaker is our is our own Carolyn Grant, board member for the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce and executive director of the Museum of Making Music. Welcome, Carolyn.
Thank you so much. I'm just thrilled to be here. Just going to get this into, there we go. Everything good? You can hear me? You can see my screen? Awesome. So first of all, I'm tremendously honored and humbled to be speaking among these amazing nonprofits. My presentation today is going to be slightly different. I'm going to be talking about one particular project that we've been working on for the last few years to give you an idea of what's coming up. So I'll be talking about our Museum of Making Music complete renovation. For those of you who are not familiar with us, we are located on Armada Drive. We are in the NAMM headquarters building near the Flower Fields, Legoland, GIA, Casara, and Carl Strauss. We are part of NAMM. NAMM is a global organization, that the global trade association that supports the manufacturers, retailers in the world of music making, and they are dedicated to creating a better world through music. And we are the Museum of NAMM, the Museum of the Music Products Industry. So a little bit of a backstory. We were created in the 1990s as a celebration of the trade association NAMM's centennial. We were originally intended for members of the music products industry. However, because we are a unique presence and a unique perspective on the world of music making, we opened to the public actually as a community resource. We grew over the last 20 years to serve almost 50,000 people annually through exhibitions, live concerts, workshops, and a number of programs for underserved youth, foster youth, and adults. Ultimately, we outgrew our original purpose, and we needed to update our storyline, our exhibits, and our technology in order to serve not only our changing audiences, but our changing world. So what will be different? If you did not see our museum before, I will just simply say it was a chronological organization that ended in about 1990. That is now becoming a thematic organization. We are going to be talking about the industry of making musical instruments, of selling and providing musical instruments, bringing them to the marketplace. What is that about? And then of course, the how would I say it? It's not unspeakable. It's just very difficult to explain in words. The magic, what happens when people pick up a musical instrument and change our world for the better through their expression. Our display techniques are being upgraded to digital touchscreen kiosks. Our interactivity is going to be greatly increased. We will have age-appropriate instruments for our smallest visitors, and we will have an increased amount of musical samples representing diversity, not only in genres, but in players, so that our visitors that come to the museum can see themselves and dream about what they might be able to become. These are a few shots of the old museum. You see our paper labels, you see our little push button kiosks, and you see a little bit of disorganization that happened over the years with our displays. I want you to see a little bit of the process of what has happened over the last 9 months. We basically took the museum down to the studs. We're reconfiguring the entire space, rebuilding walls, rebuilding platforms, redoing the lighting and electrical. Here's a platform, your steel reinforced platform that no piano is ever going to fall through. More of our platforms and our work that was going on. This was happening just since August of this year. Here's some shots of a little bit of kind of what it looks like now with our new carpeting. These are our digital rail stations. Some of the instruments that we're beginning to lay out to put on the walls. Some of the murals that you're going to see throughout the museum. This is doing a construction project during COVID. Not an easy feat. Some of the murals you see people making instruments, pianos, synthesizers, brass and woodwinds. This is a screenshot of a draft of our digital stations where you'll be able to learn by reading stories. You'll be able to see the artifacts, and you'll be able to watch and listen to many, many musical samples of many genres, as well as see factory footage, how instruments are made, why they're made, why they change over time or why they don't change over time, and a lot of oral histories as well. We have STEM and STEAM related stations for our student visitors that come through, engaging them in answering questions such as what would you make and how would you make them, what entrepreneurship, if you have an idea, how would you bring that to fruition? And of course, music itself, what does music mean to you? What's next? December and January, we are now at the point where we are doing the installation of artifacts, where we're populating all of our digital information stations, our AV stations, doing all the new interactive instruments, of course, COVID preparations, and then we're completing our very intensive volunteer training that has been online since March. February, we will be ready to open. However, our actual open date will, of course, depend on the health and safety that we can guarantee for our visitors and our volunteers. We are very anxious to reopen, very anxious to continue our work with our Title I schools. We subsidize about 6,000 students per year going through, and we also have outreach programs for foster youth. So more information, you can visit us online, or you can contact me directly. And I really, really thank you for the opportunity today and look forward to continuing our service to our community. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Carolyn. We look forward to visiting the newly renovated museum. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you.
Our next presenter this morning is Dr. Ari Novi, the president and CEO of the San Diego Botanical Garden. Welcome, Ari.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. I'll get my screen sharing up. And thank you so much to the Chamber and everybody in the Carlsbad business community for being so supportive of our nonprofits and inviting us here today. We just couldn't feel better about working with all of you, and I'm thrilled to be here to speak with you. Okay, can everybody see this? Okay, so I'm Ari Novi. I'm the president and CEO of San Diego Botanic Garden. I'm kind of new. I've been at San Diego Botanic Garden now just over 2 years, and it's been wonderful to come into this fantastic community. For those of you who don't know us, the San Diego Botanic Garden is just over the border in Encinitas. We're a 37-acre public botanic garden. We're the largest of what we do in San Diego County. And we welcome, before COVID at least, we welcomed over 200,000 visitors per year, and do a lot of really wonderful work on plant conservation and education. We are in a slightly, a very altered state these days with COVID. So the garden is open. We're really proud to be open as a place of rest, comfort, healing, and rejuvenation. We've really seen a big change and increase in certain segments of our audience during the COVID pandemic, as people really do seek out safe places to relax and decompress and commune and enjoy the outdoors and nature. And we're really pleased to be a place that can provide that for the community. Our current opening times during the day are Wednesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We've also, of course, during COVID had to move our operations online, just like a lot of other people. This is just a fun worksheet that we send out to a lot of our schools and families. This is about taking the scraps of your vegetables and regrowing plants out of them, right? Who knew that you could take the discarded parts of your carrots or your beets or many other root crops, and with just a little bit of water in a bowl or even some paper towels, turn them back into really cool plants and even regrow some food from that. So we've really stepped up our online and distance learning opportunities for the community during the COVID crisis. If you come to the garden, and I hope everybody does, this is kind of what you'll find. This is on the left, our beautiful brand new Dickinson Family Education Conservatory. This is our beautiful glass greenhouse that we just opened to the public, believe it or not, in January of this year. So this is a brand new and wonderful and unique facility, just kind of filled with plants from all over the world, especially the tropics that you'll just never really see anywhere else. I think of it as very much a temple of plants. On the right, you see our wonderful bamboo collection. We do have the largest bamboo collection in North America with over 150 different species of bamboos. And so it's a wonderful place to learn about how to use bamboos in the home landscape, or just to really come and appreciate the majesty and diversity of the plant kingdom through its bamboos. And you'll notice that we are a very socially distanced, outdoor open kind of facility. People have been great about wearing masks, and it's really proven to be a very safe and enjoyable place during the virus. Here's a couple other great shots of a family at the pond in the bamboo garden, and we are still finding ways to engage the public. We're not allowed to have instruction even outdoors, except for fitness kinds of instruction. So we do have a Saturday morning yoga class in the garden and things like that, but we're not allowed to do, unfortunately, school groups or even tours. That's forbidden under COVID, but we have found ways to create some socially distanced and safe ways to help people delve a little bit deeper into, what the plant world offers and what they can learn. And of course, the garden is just an absolutely magical place to be in any time of day and any time of year. We do have miles and miles of trails, and they take you through plant collections with plants that you'll just never see. We have over 5,000 different kinds of plants that we maintain constantly at the Botanic Garden. This time of year, we're always very excited to do our holiday event. And this year it's called Botanic Wonderland, and we couldn't be more proud to be partnering with Carlsbad's own Bitchin' Sauce as our prime sponsor this year. And so that's just a wonderful connection we have with the business community, and we're just so pleased and honored to be able to do that. And so this started 2 nights ago, so it's going wonderfully. The garden has been completely decorated out with lights and fit all over the place. I recommend that you and your families come. Everything is timed ticketing, so you have to go online to our website and it'll instruct you how to do that. We are selling out most dates, at least about a couple days ahead in advance. So I would encourage you to get online and get tickets if you're interested. Because of COVID, what we've done this year, this is a map of the garden, and we've focused our lights across a very wide swath of the garden, which is not what we always do. And we've done this so that people can really get into the garden and then distance out and really have lots and lots of space and distance between people. Of course, we're also keeping our ticket sales artificially lower than we would normally in most years, because we just want to make sure that the experience of being at the garden is always going to be safe and distance, so that everybody really feels comfortable. We do have live music actually roaming around the garden, carolers, and also a wonderful live viola player who's able to roam and play an amplified viola that's lit up at night and do holiday songs and other wonderful songs that add to the mystique and majesty of the garden. We do have food trucks, at least right now, and we'll see what the new public health orders allow us to do in the next couple of days. But we do also have some food and hot chocolate and drink options for while you're in the garden. Here's just a couple of pictures of how the garden is lighted up. It's very hard to get photographs to do justice to the experience. If you come, I really recommend you go see the waterfall and tropical rainforest area, which we've done in a laser light display this year that's unlike anything we've ever done in the past, and just absolutely magical, and kids are just absolutely loving it. Here's our conservatory at night. Of course, we love talking about the history and the usage of poinsettias in our area and the flower growing history of our region, and we're really proud to be one of the prime public venues that gets to really help people understand that important history of our business and development in this region. So that's it. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be fast. And I'll just maybe say with my last minute, the garden is, couldn't be more happy to serve the community. During the last several months, it's just amazing how many people have come to the garden who have never been before, because they've been looking for some kind of an outdoor experience, during COVID. And we're here for everybody. And whether whether you need us to come to the garden, or you need us to help provide distance learning and opportunity to learn about nature just from where you are, we're here for you. And I recommend you visit our website. I'll put some stuff up in the chat. And if you need anything, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Dr. Novi. Our next presenter is Ashley Kamak, the Executive Director of the USO San Diego and Camp Pendleton. Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you guys for having us. I know that we're probably running up on some time here, so we certainly don't want to take up everybody's Friday. It's actually our first time presenting here at First Friday, so thank you for having us. As mentioned, my name is Ashley. I'm the Executive Director for the USO San Diego Camp Pendleton locations. In our county, we have 5 locations from the San Diego airport all the way up to the Camp Pendleton site. And we were going to attempt to share a video this morning. So as I'm chatting, I didn't have a chance to prep this the way I thought I would. So 1 second here as we work to do that. I'm not sure it's gonna work. Hold on here. Yeah, it's not showing up for me. So I will just stay pretty brief and hope that in 2021 we can show that video. But across the county, our mission is to strengthen America's military by keeping them connected to family, home, and country throughout their time in service. In San Diego County, we serviced over 500,000 active duty members and their families in 2019. Of course, the pandemic has taken us and shifted our services and the things that we're doing to support that group of individuals. But I would like to announce today, to those that don't know, we have remained open the entire time this pandemic is going on. It's very important for the USO to stand by their side and to always be a home away from home. And that is an extremely challenging concept when you're dealing with a pandemic. But the fact is our active duty military are not able to stop doing what they do every day. They are essential personnel. They are essential to our very freedoms that we appreciate and respect every day. And so no matter what those orders are that come down from the governor or any of the states they reside in, they will have to report to work. And so for us at the USO, we like to have them understand that if you're at work, we're at work. If you're essential, we're essential. Our airport location is open and functioning because, as you know, in San Diego County, or if you don't know, we have a Marine boot camp location. That location has not stopped training our Marines, who then make their way up to North County and do their advanced trainings on board Camp Pendleton before they prep for deployment. And so with that being said, that functionality cannot stop because our freedom is very important. And so the USO has created, support programming, not just within our centers to offer that home away from home and hospitality, but support services such as transportation to and from Camp Pendleton from the airport, or our transition services that are on board for those coming in and out of the service, as well as for military families to be supported in all aspects of their transition. So through the pandemic, I would like to announce that we have serviced over 256,000 people. And that's a really important number because we have 145,000 military members that reside in San Diego County. And so that's the entire county. We have every military asset here. We have every branch of service here. And with that 145,000 comes approximately 170,000 military family members who stand alongside them. So those are your neighbors, your fellowship at your churches, your community members, our supporters, and those that we're serving. With those numbers, being able to service the 256,000 people that we have been able to do that, it's because of the community that we're in. Our volunteers across the county are just absolutely amazing. Our supporters, as far as our donors and just the community as a whole with businesses and experiences that our military and their families can be connected to is extremely important. And so being here today to present to you guys for the first time and hopefully in 2021 be able to show you some of our facilities. Our Camp Pendleton location would love to have anybody on this call take a tour. We would love to show you what we're doing because it is very important that we share how that military member is feeling connected. before, during, and after the pandemic, quite frankly. The military, like I said, does not stop. With the pandemic, we've shifted a little bit in some of the services we're doing for the families as well. We're doing a lot of drive-through experiences that provide them tangible resources that will help them be resilient down the line. But our military members, again, are very essential to our freedom. And we want to make sure that as they're prepping to be safe to go on deployment, that we're there to provide them the essential products needed to get to that next step. We invite you to visit our website to learn more about what we're doing at sandiego.uso.org. Every program, every event, everything that we're doing is listed on that website. If you prefer social media, we're on every outlet. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Visit us at San Diego USO or at Camp Pendleton USO. We have two different sites. And there's just so much there's so many wonderful things that are happening. We are not going to stop. We're going to continue services no matter what is coming down the line. We will do it in a safe, effective way as we've been doing since March 13th when everything shifted. And in 2021, we will celebrate our 80th anniversary. And we look forward to inviting you to a center and our 80th birthday celebrations. So we thank you for having us. We're sorry our video did not work today. And I know we're at the end of the presentation, but thank you again for having us. This will be our first, but not our last First Friday. Happy Friday, everybody.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. So thank you to all of our presenters. Thank you to Carolyn Reinmiller, to all of the people participating in today's workshop. Consider not only the 8 presenters we got to hear from today, but the over 60 nonprofits that are members of the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce. Consider Carolyn Reinmiller's words and taking on a cause, taking on a commitment for cause-related marketing. When we support our nonprofits, they're doing amazing work to support our community. So thank you everybody in advance for considering cause-related marketing in our nonprofits. Now we'd like to turn it over to our CEO, Brett Schonzenbach.
Thank you, Matt. Hey, great job facilitating today. I want to also echo my thanks to all the presenters. It's just so inspiring to hear the width and breadth of impact that's going on in our community. And it's you, nonprofits, you guys are literally boots on the ground, changing lives every day. And it was a fantastic presentation. Thanks also to Carolyn. Carolyn Reinmiller pitched this to me a year ago. And so last year was the first time we used this First Friday breakfast to highlight our nonprofits. And so this is our second annual December First Friday breakfast when we've done this. And it's amazing and so justified. I just have 2 quick events I want to share with you guys that are coming up, and then we'll get you out of here. Wednesday next week, December 9th, we're doing our volunteer recognition reception. And of course, because of COVID, it's on Zoom. It's free. And I want to encourage any of you who are willing to spend an hour, I guess it's from 5 to 6:30, an hour and a half with us. Our volunteers make us who we are. You guys expand our reach and our impact so greatly. And so we love this event where we get to honor you. Each committee that's involved in the chamber has a committee member of the year. There's also a committee that will be chosen as the committee of the year. And then some other great awards like Rookie of the Year, Go Giver, Chamber Champion. And so we love, love, love to honor those of you who make such a big impact here. So please join us for that. And the first 50 people who registered, if we haven't already eclipsed that number, get a really cool goodie bag that Kathy, the director of fun, is putting together as we speak. You want one of these, trust me. So register, be one of the first 50. I'm not sure what the numbers are right now. There might still be some space to get in that first 50. So go to our website, carlsbad.org, hit events, and it's on our calendar for December 9th, and that's where you can register. And then last event I'll highlight, our Carlsbad Young Professionals are doing gift wrapping for the Boys and Girls Club this year. They've done this for a couple of years, but because of COVID, it's going to be a little different. They're going to have to be in shifts. On December 14th, they're doing this. So if you want to help, if you're a young professional or young at heart and you want to help them wrap gifts for the Boys and Girls Club, again, go to our website. An RSVP of some sort is required. December 14th on our calendar. I'm sure it'll guide you on how to RSVP because I can't tell you how to do it. But have a great rest of your day. And if I don't see you before, you know, have a great Christmas and New Year's and all the holidays. So blessings to all. And thank you to our nonprofits for all you do. We greatly appreciate you. God bless everybody. Have a great day.